Welcome back everyone to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. In this week's episode, I'm going to be making potato vegetable latkes in honor of Chanukkah. It's currently Chanukkah, but by the time this one airs, it won't be Chanukkah. But you can keep the celebrations rolling with these delicious homemade latkes. I'm also going to be making two different toppings. One is going to be a half Tipsy applesauce, and the other one is going to be a vegan mint sour cream with a pomegranate molasses. I'm really excited to get started and of course try them in the end. So without further ado, let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking! First of all, you'll want to peel your potatoes. I have 3 russet potatoes I'm peeling. And of course, these potatoes have been washed thoroughly so we don't get dirt on our cutting board. We're cutting off the ends of our onions and preparing them for shredding. We have our shredder attachment tool for our food processor. Make sure it's the correct way up. You may have to cut your potatoes to size so they fit through the opening. And you can see the shredded results. Now we're emptying our shreds into a strainer on top of a bowl. Squeeze out any liquid and let it drain naturally. Now we're shredding up our yellow onion. I've added the onion shreds to our strainer. Give them a squeeze and mix them up with the potatoes. You can see how much liquid we've collected in this bowl. Here we have 1 large zucchini. I had to slice it lengthwise so that it would fit in our food processor. And we're adding our zucchini shreds into a strainer on top of a bowl. Squeeze out any extra liquid and let it drain. And I'm using 4 baby bell peppers here. Get them all diced up. And you'll mince up 4 cloves of garlic. I'll be using 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika and 1 tablespoon of Bob's Red Mill egg replacer. Here you can see our zucchini liquid, and we have 1 cup's worth of potato onion liquid. After pouring out the liquid, you'll see there's starch at the bottom of the bowl, and we're going to be using the starch. Mix up your zucchini shreds with the potato and onion mixture. And we're adding our smoked paprika and our minced garlic. Mix everything up evenly. And we're adding a half cup's worth of diced baby bells. Feel free to use regular bell peppers. Make sure everything's mixed evenly. And we're adding in the starch that was collected at the bottom of the bowl earlier. I'm just breaking it up since it's solidified. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of our Bob's Red Mill egg replacer. And we're going to add our gluten-free flour tablespoon by tablespoon.
It's a good idea to add 1 tablespoon at a time and mix it. I'm adding a teaspoon of salt and freshly ground black pepper. And I'm adding 2 more tablespoons of gluten-free flour. Now we'll form the latkes. I'm placing them on a parchment-lined baking sheet. I'm placing them into a warmed oven until we're ready to fry them.
Did you know that latkes were an old Italian tradition dating back to the 14th century? Back when Sicilian Jews were expelled by the Spanish and made their way into Rome, they shared the ricotta cheese fried pancakes, and they became quite popular. They were known as cassola. You see, back in the times of ancient Italy and during the times of the Maccabees, there were no potatoes, so there were no potato latkes. In fact, it wasn't until the 19th century where potato latkes became a thing in Eastern Europe for Ashkenazi Jews. And of course, they made their way into North America eventually, where they became especially popular during Chanukkah time. Latke is a Yiddish word for pancake. And the earlier latkes, after the cheese ones, they incorporated buckwheat into them because it was a readily available ingredient. This was before they discovered how affordable potato crops were. Also, in the old Eastern European way, they fried their latkes in schmaltz, which is chicken fat. However, with my recipe, you won't be missing any animal products whatsoever. Even if you're not plant-based, the animals will thank you, your body will thank you, and so will Mother Earth. And you'll just have to try this recipe out for yourself to see how delicious they are.
For our applesauce, we'll be using our Granny Smith apples, our Honeycrisp, and Gala. We're peeling all of our apples and cutting out the cores. Pop them in the food processor with a regular blade tool. And I'm just squeezing on some lemon juice. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And I'm adding a 1/8 teaspoon of ground allspice. And for our special tipsy touch, we're adding 3 tablespoons of wine, but you won't get drunk on this applesauce, don't worry. And I'm pouring in 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Blend everything all up. Feel free to leave some texture. If you want to make sure it's thick enough, feel free to drain any excess liquid. Now for our vegan sour cream condiment, we're getting some mint leaves here. I'm chopping our mint leaves up before putting them in the food processor just to ensure there's no large leaves. I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of sumac. Feel free to omit the sumac if you don't want more of a Middle Eastern taste. We're adding our mint leaves in the mix and blending everything up. And we'll drizzle on some pomegranate molasses. We're getting our frying pan hot, adding some oil to the pan, getting our oil hot, and adding our latkes on. Once the heat is hot, reduce the heat to medium-low. This will avoid any problems of the latkes being overcooked on the outside and not so much cooked on the inside. Feel free to squish them down with a spatula. Once you're ready to plate them, dab off the oil with a paper towel. And we're topping our latkes with our half Tipsy homemade applesauce. And our vegan mint sour cream with the pomegranate molasses.
It's that time again, everyone. I get to try our potato vegetable latkes. And it's the 7th night of Chanukkah today. But of course, you're going to see it after the fact because I need plenty of time for editing. So first we'll try our half Tipsy applesauce with our potato vegetable latke. And that was great. I'm so excited to try this one. It's our mint sour cream topped vegetable latke with our pomegranate molasses. Simply divine. The perfect latkes to enjoy the Chanukkah celebrations with. I love the combination with the little sweetness from the applesauce in combination with the onions and all those savory flavors. That's a very nice contrast. And I certainly love the fresh mint in the sour cream. And the pomegranate molasses is quite the nice touch as well. So remember, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video. There's going to be a new video popping up every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern, so you don't want to miss it. This is JJ signing off, keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Bon appetit. Bayamim hahem bazman hazeh, Makabi Moshiach ufodeh, Uvyamenu kol ham Yisrael, Itachar.